Okay, so let's kick on. Tonight is all about powerful routines, all right, and about how we can set routines in place so that we have success, okay, because routines are all about having success. So before we do that, tell me about your week. What are some of the wins? What are some things that have caught your attention or come to the surface for you?
I decided to live a bit, but it meant that my eating wasn't so good. But the difference is that I didn't follow up a nice lunch with McDonald's followed by chocolate, followed by bugger stuff the rest of the week, So it was, getting back on track. Like I had
Beautiful.
chocolate today at the shops and then backed it up tonight with grilled fish and salad. So
nice.
that's
Well
a change.
done.
Yeah.
Great win. Good job. Well done. Well done. You didn't have a great week, Janine. I know you haven't really been well with your teeth and everything. Apart from that, what else has been going on? Oh, that is definitely a win. Definitely a win. Awesome, awesome. Good. So I look forward to seeing how that starts to take effect. So yes, that's definitely a win. I can't wait. That'll be great. All right, beautiful. So routines, why are they important? As I said before, it gets you in that state, in that right frame of mind. And how you wake up in the morning is generally how the rest of your day is going to pan out. Okay, so if you think back to a time when you have woken up and it just things just haven't been going right from the get-go, right? And the rest of the day pretty much pans out the same. Okay, so what I've learned and what I've researched is that when you start your day off in the right frame of mind, you generally have much better chance of having a more productive day. And what do I mean when I say that? So that first hour of the day, how do you spend it? What do you do? Is it time to spend with yourself and your thoughts and your planning of your day? Is it you get up straight away and you look at your phone and check your emails? What are you doing? How are you spending that first hour of the day? I want you just to jot down some points now for yourself. Really think about how you start your day. I can give you a couple of minutes just to write that down. Okay, so I want to share with you a couple of things. So for me, my morning routine kind of looks like this. When I get up in the morning, I generally will come into my office and along the way I'm sorting children out, but I get into my office and I will sit and spend some time reading. And it's not a lot of reading. It is just reading from my prayer book, reading from the Inner Wisdom book. Hey, Jack.
Hello.
Reading from the Inner Wisdom book, writing my daily gratitudes and what my intention or my focus will be for the day. And that's how I generally start my day every day. Okay? Because what that helps me to do is filling my brain with the positives, right? How I want to start my day and what I'm doing to look forward in the day. Okay. if I was to flip that and the first thing that I did was get up, roll over, look at my phone, flick through my emails, I'm allowing my brain to immediately absorb all of that stuff, which isn't an ideal way, and the research has shown us that it isn't an ideal way to start your day, okay? Because whether we like it or not, social media and, you know, going through our work emails puts us into their control rather than our control. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want you to start trying to do. I used to be someone that had the phone by my bed. Okay, I don't do that anymore. The phone, I haven't done that for ages, is in my office, completely different room in the house. Now, if you use your phone as an alarm, change it to a Fitbit watch or get an alarm clock. All right. Or if you need to use your phone, put it in the bathroom. So you have to physically get up if you have like a bathroom attached to your room to turn it off. Okay. And I'm going to share with you in a moment why that's really important, because are you someone that gets up in the morning and hits the snooze button? I've been guilty of that, and sometimes I still am guilty of that. So what that does is it actually, if you understand sleep cycles, yet not anymore, that's my girl, very good. If you understand sleep cycles, our sleep works in cycles, okay? And when we hit the snooze button, we're putting ourselves back into a sleep cycle, right? And that then sets us up to have a very drowsy kind of day, because then our sleep pattern gets muffled. Okay, and that might be why some days you feel quite lethargic, you don't feel very productive. It takes you about 3 or 4 hours to kick into gear into your day. Whereas if you get up on the alarm, right, and you get out of bed straight away, you've broken that cycle, that pattern, and then you start your day off, and you have a lot more productive day. You have a lot more, I guess, alertness in those first few hours of the morning, where you can get as much done as possible. Now, someone who speaks really well on this is Mel Robbins, and I love her to bits. She's awesome. So I'm going to show you a short clip where she explains this really, really well. So just bear with me for a second while I get that up. Okay, so let's go back to this. I'm going to go share. Oops. And share sound and share.
Like I used to be, that hits the snooze button, that if you're somebody like I used to be that hits the snooze button,
give me a thumbs
that
up if you can hear
kills
it.
your productivity for at least 4 hours. Let me explain. You have to understand this.
Can you hear it, Jack?
This is a productivity killer that most of us don't know about. It has to do with waking up. Now, when you think about being productive, if you got a big day and you got a bunch of stuff you need to get done, most of us focus on when. When do I need to get up in order to get everything done? That's not what you need to focus on. The thing that really impacts your productivity is how. How do you wake up? The snooze button creates a mental state, a state in your brain that is called sleep inertia. It's so bad it actually has a name. Here's what it is. When you and I go to bed, We sleep in cycles. We sleep in cycles of like 90 to 110 minutes all night long. And right before you wake up, the sleep cycles, they stop and your body goes into a wake-up mode, okay? Your brain is starting to slowly wake up so that it can start the day. When your alarm goes off, you're in wake-up mode. Your brain is now ready to do its best work. However, if the alarm goes off and you hit the snooze button, guess what you've just done? You've just made your brain go back into a sleep cycle. Your brain is now in a mode that takes about 90 to 110 minutes to complete. You just rebooted the system. So when your alarm goes off and you get up 15 minutes later, you're now in major trouble. And the reason why you're in trouble is because your brain is still locked into a sleep cycle. And this is where sleep inertia comes in. You know how when you hit the snooze button, you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not get enough sleep last night. You feel so groggy. You kind of feel like this mental hangover. That is sleep inertia. Here's the deal. Your brain, the cortic region of your brain, which is responsible for decision making, attention, alertness, self-control, that sucker is still in a sleep cycle. And now that you're awake, it's going to take the cortical region almost 4 hours to actually snap out of that sleep cycle. That's why you feel groggy. It's because the part of your brain that's responsible for critical thinking and being alert, it's actually still asleep. If you don't already do this, you've got to train yourself to be the kind of person that doesn't use the snooze alarm. Because when you hit the snooze alarm, you're not only putting your brain in a state of sleep inertia, you are directly impacting your productivity, your alertness, and your brain processing for the first 4 hours that you're awake. That's making life harder. I'm all about making life easier. So tomorrow, when the alarm goes off, I don't care how tired you are, I don't care how much you don't want to get out of bed, I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that you've got to wake up and give your brain its best shot to do its best work. And the way you're going to do it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turn off that alarm and get up. Seize the day and go be productive.
Okay. Takeaways from that. Has anyone, I know you have, Jackie, but has anyone else, Jen and Janine, have you heard about this before? Yeah, it makes sense. And you can pinpoint the days where you've done it and you know that you haven't been as productive, or you felt quite lethargic or really sluggish throughout the day. Mel, 5-second rule. I know, I love it. It's great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's so good. And what that does is, if you're unaware of that, is it doesn't give the brain enough time to talk you out of it. So you can do that with everything. It's not just getting out of bed in the morning. It can be exercising. If you give yourself more than 5 seconds to think about whether you're going to exercise, whether you're going to eat that food, whether you're not going to eat that food, you're giving your brain enough time to talk yourself out of it. So you count yourself down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Just go do it. Don't think about it, get it done. Janine saying, I don't use an alarm, but I am one to try and snooze. It's something I need to use. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and this is the reasons why we need to start implementing this. Again, so the first thing, move the phone out of your room and try not to use it as an alarm. The second thing, try not to hit that snooze button. The reason being, you just heard, it sets you back into a sleep cycle, okay? And it takes your first 4 hours of productivity down quite a lot, okay? The third thing, the way you start your morning is the way that your day will progress. So what are you putting into your brain in the first half an hour to the first hour of your day? Really think about what you need to start doing or changing about that. Put my phone down, fall asleep, wake up, pick it up. Yeah, and look, I used to be guilty as that person too, until I started to learn about all this and how much it actually affects you, and the underlying messages that we are given through the phone and the social media and, you know, the rays and all that stuff. Like, it really does affect you. Okay. And the more you do research about it, the more it's actually a little bit alarming, and you kind of think, well, I need to really push that to the side and minimize my time. And it's very difficult when you use your phone for your business. Okay, so it is really hard to switch off, but you need to start, again, it's going back to setting those boundaries. The other thing is, you know, and I've spoken about this before, when's your work day starting and finishing? When do you decide it's switch on time, switch off time? Okay, and really trying to keep those boundaries. And I understand that sometimes there's deadlines to be met and you need to get things done, and I get that, and sometimes we have to push those boundaries. However, if we can stick to them, you know, 80 to 90% of the time, this is part of our self-care. This is part of looking after us and what we need. Okay. The other thing is making it helps you to make time for you as well when you do that, when you set those boundaries. Sorry, Janine, I'm just reading your last comment there. You said, when I wake up and when I fall asleep. Is that in reference to your phone? Like you've got it on hand all the time? Oh, work hours. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's right. So we've got to try and stop that. Okay. And the reason, I guess, for me is because I used to do all these things and sometimes still fall into that trap, but I have to set those boundaries because I know that's an unhealthy boundary. Okay. The other thing, what I want you to do right now is I want you to think about, are you that person that picks up your phone straight away in the morning? Are you someone that relies heavily on your phone for work? What are some things that you can start to do to minimize that? And what are some things that you could start to do in the morning to change your morning routine? Jackie, I know you've made some changes from the last time. Can you share with the girls what you did and how you're going with that? Okay. Still struggle, to be honest, but I've been using my phone for music first thing in the mornings and it gets me going. Excellent. Good. Good. The other things you can try in the morning to help you get yourself into a good state is journal writing. Again, reading a couple of pages from a book, and a book that's going to motivate you. It could be a positive learning book. It could be something that you're really interested in, that's going to enhance your productivity for the day. It could be meditation if you like that. It could even just be getting up and walking outside and taking in the fresh air. Okay. Whatever works for you is fine if it gets you into that upright and active state. Yeah, gratitude, absolutely. Motivating book in the morning, reading and going to sleep instead of playing on my phone games, scrolling, leaving the phone out of the bedroom. Awesome. So start doing those things and you will start to notice a massive difference. Now, Sarah's not on tonight, but I'm sure she won't mind me sharing. But I remember when she did this the first time after this session, the next day she put it into practice. And I remember that she messaged me later in that day, so excited because the amount of productivity that she had gained from not hitting the snooze button, from getting up, and so she got up at the time that she was supposed to get up, which she had set, rather than snooze for an extra hour. Was amazing. She was just, she just said, yes, it was hard to get up, but I did it. And once I was up, I felt so much better for it. And I was able to sit and pray and journal and gratitudes and meditate. And it just got her day started in a much more positive way. So I really want you to think about how can you change what you currently do, that what's not working for you. Okay, what's going to take away the sluggishness, the drowsiness, the putting you into a negative mental state right from the get-go. Okay, and gratitude is always a brilliant one. Sitting and just making a list of 5 things that you're grateful for, and it can be as simple as the peace and quiet of sitting with a cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, it just helps you to see things through different colored glasses. All right. And I used to wake up at 6:30 and go for a 30-minute walk, but then I started going to bed too late and couldn't wake up early enough. Right. So I have to reach, yes, absolutely. So there is that. You need to, you can't burn the candle at both ends, right? If you're going to get up early, you need to go to bed a little bit earlier. And I get that. Okay, it's hard when you're working, when you've got your own business, when you're trying to do the juggle. But that also comes back to listening to ourselves, getting out of that masculine energy and moving into that feminine energy. All right? Because when we're pushing, we're falling back into that masculine energy. Okay? So we need to restructure. And of course, it's different to what we're used to. It's not our default. Our default is to go to bed late and hit the snooze button. So the thing is, you need to retrain yourself. It's just like anything. It's going to be hard at first. But the more you do it, the easier it will get. You just, yeah. Yes, I understand that. Because sometimes that's the only chance you get to have some quiet time in the house, and I get that too. Totally get that. So I guess we need to kind of find a balance there. Maybe it's, 1 or 2 nights in the week that they might go to bed earlier so you can go to bed earlier. Whatever you can, I guess, negotiate with your kids in regards to that. Because then it will also make your mornings easier. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Definitely. And if you can get back to doing that, awesome. Because you're walking outside, fresh air, and it is your alone time. It's your me time. It's your getting yourself into that right space. Exercise is great for that, for, getting the endorphins going, making yourself feel good. Okay. So yes, if you can exercise in the morning and do it in that time frame, perfect. Okay. Sometimes that isn't always possible. So work out what a backup plan could be. If you can't get out to go for a walk in the morning, do you just write in a journal for 10-15 minutes, brain dump, or go through gratitudes? Okay. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. But, you know, getting that part of your brain, that powerful part of your brain into gear from the morning, so kicking into that unconscious, unlocking it through journal writing, through meditation, through gratitudes, gives you that, it's just like that little edge on your day. Okay, gives you that bit more of an edge that you need on your day. And she also talks about, Mel also talks about, it gives you that genius brain going. Okay, because that subconscious, that unconscious mind is where the genius is. All right, and we need to unlock that, and we need to tap into that. Yeah, a cuppa outside instead of Candy Crush is a good idea. I agree. Absolutely. Get rid of the damn phone. All right. What else did I want to tell you? Yes. So when you're thinking about your morning routine, try not to make it a checklist. Okay. Try and make it a progress list, right? So say you would love to get a walk in, you would love to journal, you would love to gratitude, but you don't get that all in, that's okay. Whatever you get done, it's better than doing none of it. Okay, so you have to weigh up, okay, if I've only got 10 to 15 minutes every morning, and that's me, that's where I focus on my journaling and my gratitudes, right? The exercise I do later, because that's just how it works for me. But if you can fit it in, then great. Some people also like to have a morning routine and an evening routine. Now, your evening routine might be something like at the end of the day, not playing Candy Crush, Janine, right? Before bed, right? Very bad for you. Again, phone out of the way. Research also says, no, you shouldn't really be looking at your phone anywhere between 30 minutes to 60 minutes before you go to sleep. I know, it's kind of a bit of an moment. I know. When I heard that too, I went, shit. Okay, got to stop that one too, right? But it actually does make a difference to your sleep when you start removing that, right? So what could you do? Read a book again. Gratitudes for your day. Look at, okay, what worked today? What didn't work today? Did I achieve what I wanted to achieve today? You can plan for the next day. Okay? There's lots of things that you can do in order to, I guess, if you want to say it in a way, to get your brain ready for bed. Okay? Get your brain ready for sleep. All right? It's the same if you're going to go the opposite way. Look at you two sharing your Candy Crush levels. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, I used to be a Candy Crush addict too till I deleted the bloody thing. It's addictive, that thing. It's like, oh, I gotta get another one, the next one, right? If only everything else was that easy, hey. We'd be flying. Yeah, so take 30 minutes before your day starts, minimum. Okay, and if you can't, halve that, 15 minutes. All right, but really, really important. So hand up, do you, I think most of you don't, Jackie, you might have a routine already in progress. Probably needs a bit of fine tuning. Yeah. Okay, so what I want you to think about now and for the next few minutes is I want you to jot down what is possible for you to do in your morning routine. With your lifestyle, with your schedule, what is actually possible for you to achieve that in that morning, whether you've got 15 minutes or 30 minutes, right? What can you do? Yeah, sure. So don't look at it as a routine per se, just as a guideline or a framework. right? Because we don't want to be, it's a bit like when I talked about the scheduling, okay? We don't want to be locked into things. We want to have some flexibility around it. So perhaps look at it as a possibility of things you could do in the morning. Now, whether you delete Candy Crush, yes. Whether you do all of them or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, or if you only do one of them, it doesn't matter. But if you have a list, because one morning you might wake up and go, well, I don't really feel like doing that this morning. I might feel like just writing some gratitudes. Or this morning I actually feel like going for a walk, so I'm going to do that. So have a bank of what you could do. And when you just be flexible in choosing like that, that's bringing in your feminine as well, your feminine energy. If I add the walk, then the morning will be less stressful. The go with the flow becomes more pleasant. Yep. Yeah, great. Good, good. So write down a list of what are some of the things that you could possibly do. You know, then think about your evening routine. I mean, there might be the same stuff, but also people like meditation at night because it helps them to sleep better. It helps their brain to slow down. It helps them to relax. Okay. So I want you to have 2 little banks of things that you can choose. Something for the mornings and something for the evenings. The other thing that's a really great little quote is that you need to own your day, not let your day own you. Okay. And the way you do that is by how you start your day. You need to own your day, not let your day own you. Okay. And that all comes back to how you start your day. Because that will affect every aspect of your life. Diet, food, work, money, weight loss, relationships, health. Everything is affected by that. Okay, Jackie, workout, daily devotions in the morning. Yep, the workouts are different for each day. I love meditations and journaling at night. Yep, because it brings that calm back, doesn't it? Yeah, and you get to kind of, I guess, dump out the day. Yeah, nice, beautiful. Good. Janine, Jen, what did you come up with? Okay, Janine, morning possibilities, gratitude, reading and motivational book, stretching or yoga, go outside, play with the bunnies. Yes, much better. Night, journaling, gratitude, meditation. Yes, nice. Bringing reading and fun back in. Yes, I like it. I like it. Good one. Good job. Yeah, good one. I like that too. Nice. Yeah. And it's easy, but it's not until we we make a conscious decision that we are doing that with our phones, or that people point it out to us, that we then go, oh, I really do need to just, calm that down a bit. It's the way of today, unfortunately, and I think our kids have it the worst because this is just their age. They're just surrounded by it everywhere they go. So it's really hard to stop chatting to me till late at night. Well, yes. It absolutely, Janine. Absolutely. Yeah, it is, because sometimes they feel like you're more invested in the phone than you are in them. So, as I said, it makes a massive impact, not on just one area of your life, it's on all areas of your life, even relationships. I can't tell you how many times, Dave and I will go out for dinner, and yes, the phones are on the table and they're purely there because of the kids, but they're face down and out of the way, and we have a conversation, right? And we'll look around and we'll see, and there'll be partners there and they'll both be on their phones. And I'm like, so you came out to dinner to play on your phone? It's sad. I actually find it really sad that they've got nothing to say to each other. They've got no conversation apart from playing on their phone. Like, that's okay. That could be entertaining. That's all right. But yeah, it really does take away from relationships. So I think just starting to be mindful of it is really, really important. Being mindful of it is a huge step in the right direction with everything. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you now is, what are you prepared to commit to starting, and when? To start building this into what you do. It can just be one thing. Okay, it doesn't have to be a whole list of things. What would you be prepared to commit to see how it goes? And it can be as simple as keeping the phone in a different room, monitoring how much time you spend on your phone. Okay, one thing. Great. Good. Like that start. When are you going to start, Jen? Awesome. Move your phone at night. Yep, okay. So at night, so you're saying at night time you'll move it into another room, start leaving phone in our bedroom tomorrow night. Excellent. When are you going to start that, Jackie? That's good, Janine. Awesome. Can't give it up tonight, Janine? One more night of Candy Crush. You could throw it on the phone, on the floor. Can't reach it then. Put it on the floor. You make me laugh. Awesome. All right. I will go with that. I will go with that. All right. Now let me just share with you what the module is for this week. Where are we? Okay, so again, it's talking about the routines. If you have one, what do you do? What are 3 things you can start doing? Do you have an evening routine? If not, what are 3 things you could start to do? Why is it important? When will you start? How will you know when this is benefiting you? So what things are you going to be looking for? And how will you celebrate that success of doing that? Easy peasy. All right, so what else do I need to let you know? Friday will be live Q&A in the group at 10 o'clock. Okay, so that'll be there. If there's no questions, I will give you some other top tips. This module by Tuesday next week, please. I think all of you are in the 10-day kickoff challenge. So that starts on Wednesday next week, and I'm going to put the details up in that group shortly. What else? Yep, girls are booked in. Jen, I don't think you're booked in for your one-on-one session with me yet, but I've got Janine's and I've got Emma's. So they're all good to go. So just have a look at that when you can make that appointment. And that's basically just working on any other bits and pieces that you want to nut out, maybe looking at doing hypnosis or timeline therapy or anything like that. Also, where to next kind of thing. Where do you want to move to next, and putting in a plan in place for you for that. And that is it. So any questions, comments? No. I am so glad. As I said, I can't believe it is already the end of 6 weeks, but you know, we're not finished yet. You've got till Wednesday anyway next week, and then you're with me anyway for another 10 days. So that's all good. That's all good. Best help ever. Oh, you're beautiful. Thank you. What has been your biggest takeaway from tonight? What's something that kind of you went, oh yeah, that's really interesting. I need to look at that. Yeah, great. Morning and night routines, and it seems so simple, but we forget about it and we stop doing it, and then we realize later that, okay, what was I doing when things were working? And we have to think about those moments and go back and really dig deep into what are the things that work. Yeah, and what works for you might not work for someone else. You have to find what works for you. Right, so all of these things are suggestions, but you need to find what works for you, because everyone's situation is different. All right. Yep, check your phone usage. It's good just to have that check-in with yourself too. Yeah, beautiful. All right, lovely ladies, thank you so much for being on for the last teaching session, and thank you again for trusting me and for doing the work and taking action and seeing the change and the results. Okay, now remember, this is an ongoing process. Okay, this work is a continuous cycle. Okay, so don't stop now, keep going. Right, you're on the trajectory, just keep going. Okay, I will chat to you on Friday in the group and also in the Kick-Ass Challenge. So Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.